Might sound dumb, but mail. USPS handles half of the world's volume of mail any given day. The facility I work at processed 16 billion pieces in 24 hours a few days before Christmas. Stealth planes. Since the 70s, the U.S. has developed 4 iterations of stealth aircraft: the F-117, the B-2, the F-22, and the F-35. In the same period, the European military-industrial complex has further refined the 4th-generation fighter concept. Russia has designed a single half-assed prototype, and China has put together a few different airframes, trying out a few different stealthy techniques, but nothing completely integrated yet. Guitars. Almost every significant guitar ever made is American. Bands from every part of the world use American guitars. America's greatest gifts to the world: national parks, NASA, jazz, and blues. Britain's greatest gift to the world: America. All jokes aside, U.S. national parks, and other public lands, are simply amazing. I try to visit as many of the national parks, 35/63, as I can. But as a backpacker, I focus more on the wilderness areas. We have some non-national park lands that rival the beauty of any national park. We are simultaneously one of the fattest countries in the world and one of the most athletic countries in the world. Sometimes we combine the two and make offensive and defensive linemen. It's funny. When I first went to the US in 2003 as a European, my impression of the people was that there were very fat and very fit people, but not so many normal guys. It is because North America, I say that because as a Canadian, we are the same, is somehow both gluttons and obsessed with how we look. So people tend to either treat their diets like garbage and barely work out, or go balls deep working out and live off protein powder and kale smoothies. Tech innovation, the space industry, entertainment, the variety, the output, the grand scale of it, no other country comes close. Case in point, Disneyland. It is a delight. I can't imagine how much effort it takes to take a place out of the real world to a place where wearing a foot-tall silly hat seems normal and a good thing. I am Canadian. My special needs son hated crowds, hated being outside, hated lineups, but he loved Disneyland. Magical. As a Mexican, it pains me to say this, but breakfast food. Dear God, there's nothing like an all-American breakfast. Currently spending 2 weeks in Europe. I've been to Italy and I'm in Greece right now. I would say the United States controls graffiti so much better. I was not prepared for the amount of graffiti all over the place in Italy and in Greece. All these beautiful buildings and wonderful architecture, and that's more like art, is just covered in graffiti. I'm going to Germany next and will end my trip in Switzerland, so we'll see how they do. Confidence. There's a reason that the type of impossible rags to riches story is branded as the American dream, because by and large, the people most likely to follow that dream and believe in its achievability are American. The creation of the country in and of itself was an impossibility given their opponent in the Revolutionary War, and yet they succeeded. I don't remember the exact quote, but a general in the early days of the country said, "A British soldier will do what you tell you him. An American will as well. But he will first want to know why you told him to do it." That sort of confidence to challenge authority in such a brazen manner is intrinsic to the nation and its people. And it's unlike any other national identity on the planet. Oh, and chain restaurants. I envy the eternal optimism of the American youth. Coming from South Asia, we are always taught to save and spend. I see people taking big loans, living their life now, and they genuinely believe tomorrow they will pay it off.